hard enough being black as it is. Having different races come at you negatively because you're black. But to have someone of the same race discriminatory towards you because you're lighter or darker than them, I feel like that's really stupid and very, in a way, traitorous to your own race. And I don't understand that. I really don't. What a lot of people don't understand, like, is the history of colorism. And then it goes all the way back to slavery. It's when the white master would rape the darker skinned slaves and it would make the product of the lighter skinned slaves. So when the darker skinned slaves were out in the fields getting beaten and raped, the lighter skinned ones were in the house doing the cooking and the cleaning. So the dark skinned slaves were considered the field niggas, and the light skinned ones were considered the house niggas. Regardless if you was a field nigga or a house nigga, we all on the same plantation. What is colorism defined to you?
Defined to me is the idea that if you're black, you get pushed back. If you're brown, you can stick around, and if you're white, it's all right. Colorism is the separation and segregation we have amongst our own people and people have amongst us, where they treat you differently from the color of your skin, just because the color of your skin, whether you're darker or lighter.
What are some examples of colorism can you share?
When I was a little kid in high school, well, not high school, I'm tripping, elementary school, I was often picked on because I had darker skin. Um, like a lot of kids made fun of me, used to call me like a bunch of derogatory names because I had like a lot of darker skin and I was considered of the lower class because, other kids with lighter skin were deemed better. And you can even see this within, within like administrative staff there too, low key. So that's one example of colorism that has definitely affected me in my life, growing up within the city of Philly.
I personally never really had an experience with colorism. However, I do have a family member who she has 3 children. Her oldest child is dark skinned, her middle child is brown skinned, and her youngest child is light skinned. And I remember at a family Christmas party, the youngest she was like a baby at the time, like a toddler, and everybody loved to see the babies. And I remember she was saying, "Come here, white girl, come here, white girl." I looked at my mom and we both cringed. Like, how are you gonna call your child white girl? Like, I don't like that, and I don't really appreciate that. I'm not saying I wasn't trying to say oh, I wasn't coming at her parenting, but in my head I really wanted to be like, yo, stop. That's not okay. I feel like parents they don't understand the shit that you do and the shit that you say can affect the child. And then when they have these problems and these issues down the road, you just expect us to deal with it, or you just expect us you just think, oh, they don't exist. Oh no, these problems and these issues exist. And I feel like parents need to take an account of what the things that you say around your child. And calling your child white girl is not okay. Period. How is the black community affected by colorism?
It's almost like gang wars. You have light skin, you have brown skin, you have dark skin, you have different variations of skin tone, and people, because of something in us, there's this thing that basically says that light skin is better, which of course isn't true. No one's better or worse than anyone, but we've all grown up with that ingrained. Not everyone, but most of the people. So it's like I know growing up back in middle school, it was light skin versus dark skin. Race didn't matter. It was just light skin meant you were better. And then, like, you know, whether it came to attraction, whether it came to, you know, just having a better part of life or anything. If you were light skinned, you were automatically cuter than the dark skinned person, even though the dark skinned person may have been more attractive. I mean, yeah, there were circumstances because, you know, we're kids. Kids are stupid. But that's how it was. It was always light skin versus dark skin, brown skin versus dark skin versus light skin, or light skin versus brown skin. It was a never-ending thing. I mean, yeah, people still were friends with other people, but that was the overall thing.
For this one, actually, the other day I was watching Love and Hip Hop. I don't know which one exactly, but you know, there's this Jamaican artist. Her name is Spice, and she actually, I don't know what she's doing currently right now, but sometime during the show for her music campaign, she did do a she's doing another campaign for, like, you know, showing awareness towards colorism. But the thing is that what she did was that she explained how Jamaica, you know, here and everything, you know, being black and being, you know, white and everything, or being lighter, and typically, you know, white, it doesn't seem, it's not right. It's not right at all and everything, you know, we gotta, you know, it's like black power every day. But in Jamaica, it's, if you're actually lighter or even like white and whatnot, you're praised like a god. So she did actually bleach her skin. She bleached her skin like a white woman and everything. Even got her hair blonde. And she made a song that's called Black Hypocrisy, because we sit here, in the meaning of the song is that we sit here and say, like, oh, we don't want white people, we don't want white people, or we don't like, you know, light toned skinned people, but we still come at our own flesh and blood, and dark skinned people talking about, oh, we're not beautiful, we're not this, that, and the third, and whatnot. How we're going to praise each other? I mean, how are we going to praise other people?
Do you prefer to date light skinned or dark skinned people?
I like me the chocolate pieces. You know what I mean? So got me a nice one out in the pavilion right now, man.
Yo,
I'm just saying. Yeah, I need chocolate. But if I fall into love, you know, love is blind. But right now I got a chocolate piece.
That's what's up. For me personally, it really doesn't matter whether you're light skinned or dark skinned, or you're from, you know, different, you know, race and stuff like that. It's just, at the end of the day, I just prefer that person for who they are. I mean, there are some standards, of course, that they have to meet and whatnot. But at the same, yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, though, when it comes to skin, I don't care. It's like, you're just beautiful.
When my friends talk about, you know, the guys that they like to date, you know, like, I like dating light skinned men, I like dating dark skinned men, and me being a crazy man, I'm just like, I like black men. What? Like, frankly, you could be black, white, brown, Puerto Rican, Asian, I don't care. If you like me, for me, and you want to be with me, and you want to treat me right and care about me, then hey, like, let's go. I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna judge you because of the color of your skin. I'm not gonna judge you because you're darker than me or lighter than me. Like, how does the media portray light-skinned and dark-skinned people?
So back in the old days, where there was Kid and Play, you know, Eraserhead, Martin, there was always the stigma of light skin being better in some way, shape, or form. Not in like a crazy, like obvious way, but in a subtle way. Like with Martin. You had Gina, the light skinned, somewhat fragile looking woman, and then you had her best friend, loudmouth, dark skinned Pam. I mean, now, as we look back, a lot of people thought Pam was way more attractive. I won't confirm or deny what I feel on that. I think they're both beautiful. But with that said, people even back then thought light skin was better. Martin is dark skinned like Pam, but yet he always went for Gina. In fact, a lot of the people on that show went for Gina. You only had like 1 or 2 people go for Pam, and she was attractive, but that was because of the whole light skin, dark skin
media. You got the world, then you got black media. Like they both have like a trend of taking like the lighter person and making them like, you can take it back to slavery, and slavery, and then have like, you have the lighter people in the house and the dark people in the field. So like they take it and put it in the media where you have like the harder working jobs, like the janitor type job character would be like a darker skinned person, and a lighter skinned person would be like the person that's wearing a suit and like going to work. Or if in a parent structure, it's all over black media, and like, and then when it comes to like media for everyone, they don't understand the roles that they think that is the roles that black people do play, like based on their skin color, when it's not what we want to do. It's like not ideal. It's like just created that way.
Do black women and men experience colorism differently?
When it comes to women, it's more so on the physical appearance, and it is about like, the beauty, and like, whether they are, more beautiful as they have light skin or ugly as they have dark skin. Men, I would say it's also a similar situation when it comes to beauty too, and like, because of like, I would say for me, I'll be looking on just Facebook, and and it's always something about a light skinned guy and everything. None about like a dark skinned guy and whatnot. I mean, I do see it here and there, but they're just praising light skinned men as if they're like gods or whatever. I mean, and when it comes to like being violent and stuff like that, I mean, I don't know per se, so I don't know too much about that.
Will colorism ever end, and will we be able to heal from it?
Will colorism end? Probably not. Can it end? Of course. But this is still from like European beauty standards. Everything go back to the colonial days. All that. Like, this is just it's BS. Like, it makes no sense. Because honestly, nobody's going to address it. Nobody's going to care. White people ain't going to care. Other races aren't going to care. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. No, until racism is even addressed right now. And colorism is more so our problem. Because it didn't start with us, but we are the ones still making it real. Like, every day you hear about light skin this, black, dark skin that, bro, we're all black. We're all black. Period. Light skinned women look better, or their hair is better, because their hair is in 4C, bro. Like what? Because she got light eyes, she's more attractive than this. That makes no sense. Excuse my brashness and honest, it's retarded. Y'all mofos, y'all black people who promote colorism are retarded. It makes no sense. I'm not going to stop. Y'all need to hear this, bro. Seriously, we're promoting an agenda that does nothing but hurt our people. Like I said, it didn't start with us, but we are the ones carrying the torch right now. We're the ones promoting it. We do it with our children, we do it with our friends, we do it with our relationships, our social circles, everything. This is something that's really detrimental to our people, that we won't heal and we won't progress until we go over that. We can't address racism as a people if we don't get over colorism. How will we come together? If I don't want to mess with you because you light skin. You know what I mean? And that's all I gotta say about that.
I mean, I think colorism will end at some point. I feel like we all need to have some self-healing in us first. Because it's bad enough we already have racism. It's bad enough that, the white people are coming at us some type of way. The racist white people, it's bad enough they coming at us some type of way. But, to be discriminatory to each other by the hues of our skin it's crazy, man. And our generation, we do colorism way too well. And I feel like if we don't tackle that hatred, that self-hatred within ourselves and that hatred towards each other, I feel like the next generation, I feel like it's gonna get worse. I feel like colorism will end, and I feel like we will heal from it. We have to heal ourselves, heal each other, and then maybe by the next generation, I feel like everything will be good. And I feel like everything will be okay.